Hello, my dear students. I hope all of you are safe and sound and never forget to maintain all the necessary COVID protocols, okay? Because we all know that COVID is not only a disease anymore, right? It has become a war, and all of us need to fight this war together, courageously and carefully at the same time. So be careful all the time, okay? um, okay, then let's move to today's discussion, okay, which is on the topic nouns, gender, okay. um, Now, what is gender? Okay, before the discussion we should know what is gender, about what we are going to discuss, right? The title is, the heading is gender. Now, what is gender? Okay, I have tried to draw some pictures for you, though the pictures are very poor, I know. Can you see the first picture? Generally we say that this is the picture of a girl, right? And the second picture, I have tried to draw the picture of a boy. We say that this is a picture of a boy. Now the first picture and the second picture, both are of human beings. They are two persons, but there is a difference between them, right? What is the point of difference? There is a difference between this picture and this picture. But what is the point of that difference? Both are human beings. Then why is that one is called girl and one is called boy? There is a difference, no? This point of difference is on gender. Here the point of difference is gender. Okay. Gender is something from which we can come to know about the we can come to know whether one is someone or any animal, it is masculine or feminine. Or if you look at the picture number 3 and picture number 4, this is a picture of a bird, right? Can you say a female bird, a male bird by looking at it? No. Again, house, a hut. Actually, I have drawn a hut. Okay. Can you say this hut is masculine, this hut is feminine? No, we don't say these things. That is a non-living thing again, right? Bird is a living thing, this is a living being, this is a living being, but this one is a non-living thing. It can never have any gender. I mean, not masculine and feminine gender. No gender, no, it's wrong. It has a gender, but that is not masculine or feminine. Okay, just follow these pictures. Remember these pictures. Number 1. This indicates that a girl means a feminine gender. See, a noun that, a noun that denotes a female is said to be of the feminine gender. We know girl means a female, right? She is not a male and he is not a female. She is female, and the nouns that denote female are said to be in feminine gender. Now look at number 2. It's the picture of a boy, right? Now, a noun that denotes a male is said to be of the masculine gender. The boy is a masculine gender. So, this is the picture of a girl which is of feminine gender. And this is the picture of a boy which is of masculine gender. Okay. Now, if you look at this bird. You cannot say whether it is male or it is female, but what do you think? The birds don't have gender. No, there are male birds, there are female birds, but we do not say things like that male bird, female bird. No, we don't say things like that. Okay. So a noun that can denote both a male and a female is said to be of the common gender. Okay. When we say, see there is a bird, see there is a bird, it can be of masculine gender, it can be of feminine gender. So bird, the term bird, the noun bird, it indicates both genders. Okay, we don't know surely which gender it is. That's why the nouns that denote both a male and a female are said to be of the common gender. So this is a common gender. Okay. Now that heart, a heart cannot have any gender, right? So a noun that denotes a non-living thing. Heart is a non-living thing, obviously, is said to be of neuter gender. Okay. The word neuter means neither. That is neither male nor female. Because the heart, a non-living thing, it is neither male nor female. That is why it is called neuter gender. Okay. If you can understand which one is which gender and why they are said so, you will be able to understand, or yes, you will be able to understand, to make out to understand the gender of other nouns also. Okay. So remember, the persons or the animals which are female, they are called to be in feminine gender. Like girl, wife, tigress, mother, etc. Now the nouns which are of male, which are male, okay, they are said to be in masculine gender, like boy, father, tiger, lion, bee. Bee is feminine, drone, etc. Now these nouns, they can indicate both male and female. They are called to be in common gender. Okay, like teacher, student, doctor, bird, child, baby. There are lots of other examples. Now the non-living things which can never have any gender, they do not indicate the feminine gender or masculine gender. Okay, that is why, because neither female nor male, that is why they are said to be in neuter gender. Okay. Now collective nouns, you know collective nouns like crew, folk, flock, class, army. We say a pack of wolves. We say that troop of monkeys. When we indicate or refer to a group of nouns, like a lot of monkeys, they are said to be troop of monkeys when we indicate that group, right? And those group are of living beings, right? Monkey is a living being. Army means group of soldiers. Soldiers is also a living being, right? They are not non-living beings. Again, for example, class is a collection of students and students are living beings. Similarly, army is a collection of soldiers and soldiers are living beings too. But collective nouns are thought to be of the neuter gender, underline. Okay. Though collective nouns are the collection of living beings, they are said to be, the collective nouns are said to be of neuter gender. Underline this portion. Okay, this is important. You should memorize this. You may think that no, collective nouns indicate the group of living beings. How can it be neuter gender? Because neuter gender indicate the non-living things. But no, this is an exceptional case. Collective nouns, though it indicates the group of living beings, okay, still the collective nouns are of neuter gender. Alright. Now collective nouns are thought to be of the neuter gender. Important. Now we have to read the formation of the feminines of nouns. Okay. There are three ways of forming the feminines of nouns. Number one, by adding ess to the masculine. If we say count, okay, I'm removing this. Okay. This is masculine. If we want to make this count feminine, it will be countess. See the difference? We have added this ess, okay, to make this count feminine. Very simple. Okay, we just have to add ess with it. So the first rule, by adding ess to the masculine, we can make them feminine. Count, countess. If we say author, from author it will be authoress. See again, ess. See, only ess is added. So this is the first one. There are a lot of other examples in your book like host, hostess, lion, lioness. You may note them down. These are some extra examples. Okay, I will provide some extra examples in your study material also. Please go through them. Okay, don't forget to go through them. Sometimes the spellings of the words may have to be altered slightly before adding the ess. Okay, here see, this portion is not changed in the feminine gender also, but sometimes we have to change the spelling a little bit and then we have to add ess. Like if we say tiger, in feminine gender it will be so this ess is added, but see this portion is also changed. Tiger, it becomes tigres. So ess is added, yes, but a little bit change is there in the spelling of the masculine gender when it is made feminine. Okay, sometimes we have to change a little bit. The spelling should be changed a little bit before adding ess when we transform the masculine gender into feminine gender. Other examples are like governor, governess, waiter, waitress, hunter, huntress. hunter, it will be huntress. ter will be tress. So spell, there is a little bit change in the spelling, okay, before adding ess, and obviously ess will be there. Number 2, by using an entirely different word. There are some nouns when we change them into feminine gender, no add, no change, the entire word gets changed. Okay, like if we say son, it will be so this is the masculine gender and this is the feminine gender. Can you see any similarity between them? No, the entire word is changed when it is made feminine. Again, if we say father, it will be mother. Yes, you may say that this portion is similar, but husband becomes wife, and there are lots of other words like uncle becomes aunt, sir becomes madam, etc. Please go through those examples. Okay, these are very important. Now the third rule. See how we form the feminine of nouns that are compound words. Okay, compound words means that is a single word, but you will find two words within a single word, like fisherman, fisherwoman. Okay, if we say another example like policeman. Okay, if we say policeman, I am writing down because it will be easier for you to understand, right? Compound word, why? Because police, man, we generally use these words separately, right? But those have different meaning. But policeman is a single word, and it will be police woman when it will be transformed into feminine. See how it is getting changed. Another words are stepfather, stepmother, peacock, peahen. A particular portion is getting changed. Okay, so just notice how the compound words change themselves when they are made feminine. Okay. Remember the masculine and feminine forms of these nouns. Okay, there are some other words provided for you, some other nouns and their genders. Okay, both masculine and feminine, like bridegroom, bride, hero, heroine, Mr., Mrs., lad, lass, widower, widow, etc. And I have provided other examples also in your study material. Please go through them. Okay, it will be helpful for you. You will gain more knowledge about gender. Okay. The following nouns are of the common gender. Now common gender. What did I say about common gender? The nouns which indicate both male and female, they are said to be in common gender. Examples, baby. Can you say this is a male baby, this is a female baby? No, at that time we say this is a boy, this is a girl. But baby, it doesn't have any gender. It indicates both it doesn't have any particular gender actually. It indicates both female and male gender. That is why it is said to be in common gender. When we talk about our friend, I have a friend. Does it indicate the friend is male, the friend is female? No, it can be both, right? That is why friend is also a common gender. Companion, teacher, doctor, student, all of these are common genders. Okay, a singer, relative, dancer, there are a lot of examples. Now, the following words have gone out of use. Okay, there are some examples of feminine gender which are not used nowadays. Okay, we generally don't use these words nowadays, like authoress. We say author to indicate both a male author and a female author. We don't use authoress, author. We don't use authoress to indicate a female writer, right? We say author. J.K. Rowling, author, not authoress. We say things like this. So these are out of use nowadays. Poetess. We use poet for both the male poets and female poets. Actress. Nowadays we don't even say actress, we say hero, heroine. Actress is generally not much used nowadays. Okay, the words author, poet and actor are now supposed to be of the common gender. Okay, so author, poet, actor, underline this portion. Okay, this is important. They were used as masculine gender at a time, but nowadays we use these nouns as common gender. Okay, we indicate both male actor and female actor, both male poet and female poet, both male author and female author with these words author, poet, actor. That is why they are said to be in common gender nowadays. Okay, it is now common to refer pet animals and domestic animals like dog, cat, cow, etc. as he or she. Obviously, I say my dog is very naughty. He doesn't eat properly, right? So he, generally we used to use eat to indicate animals. But nowadays we use pronouns like he, she. My kitten is very good. She always obeys my words. She, not it. She means feminine. He means male, masculine. So nowadays it is our habit. It has become our habit to indicate them as masculine or feminine gender. See, it is now common to refer to pet animals and domestic animals like dog, cat, cow, etc. as he or she. Kitty was little Arushi's pet cat. She slept in the same bed as Arushi. So Kitty is referred to as she, with she. She means Kitty is considered to be feminine. Okay, it is not said to be it. No, she. Got it? That's it. There is nothing much in this chapter. You just have to remember what this gender is, what kinds of gender there are, and what do they indicate each type. What does each type of gender indicate? And the examples, obviously these examples, and I have provided some other examples on the board and on the study material also. Please go through them. But the discussion is not finished yet. Today I have planned to discuss something else. Okay, to discuss that I have to remove this thing. About gender, if there is any doubt, please without any hesitation ask me in the live class as usual. I will be there to help you. Okay, now Now we will learn how to write a letter. In class 6 you will have to learn two types of letter. What are those? One is friendly letter and another is formal letter. Now what is a friendly letter and what is a formal letter? What is the difference? Friendly letter is something that we write to our close relatives, friends, mother, father, etc. And formal letter is something that is official letter that we write to the principal, that we write to any officer, etc. Okay, and so on. So as of now we will have to learn the friendly letter, and in case of letter writing or any type of writing, we need to remember the particular format, because you are going to get scores and marks for the format also. That is much important. In fact, you may say that the format of any writing is the most important thing in writing. Okay, so what is the format of friendly letter? As of now, we will learn the friendly letter only. Okay. So, what is the format of friendly letter? On the top of the left side, you will have to write your own address. Okay? It means the sender's address. The sender's address. And this must be written at the top of the left side. Okay, and it must contain only 3 lines. Not more than that, not less than that. the sender's address must be written within 3 lines. Okay, I have provided a sample of this format in your study material. Please go through that. I am just discussing it here for a better understanding. Okay. So the sender's address, which will be written at the top of the left side, must be written within 3 lines. Okay. Then you have to write down the exact date of the letter, exact date of writing. Okay, the day on which you are writing the letter, you are sending the letter. Suppose today is 12th. Or today is 11th, I don't remember the date. So here you will write down the date. Okay. After the address, you will have to write down the exact date of writing the letter. I don't remember the date, please check it. Okay. And then, my dear, suppose you are writing to your friend, his name is Snehal. Okay, my dear Snehal, then a comma. This my dear is important. Remember this format. You can't write my dear comma. No, my dear Snehal or whoever you are writing to. Okay, my dear and that person. Then comma. Then you will have to write down the body of your letter. And at last, after completing the letter, at the bottom of the left side, you will have to write with love, yours, affectionately, my name is Madhuparna, so I am writing my name. Okay. So after finishing the body of the letter, at the bottom of the left side, you will have to write with love, yours affectionately, comma, and your name. So there are basic rules of letter writing. This is the format that I have provided in the study material. You can go through it. So which are the things that you have to remember? Exact date of writing letter should be mentioned. The exact date of writing the letter should be mentioned. The day on which you are writing that letter, and the date should be mentioned in this format. Okay, in this format you will find it in the study material. Then numbers won't be used. In case of date and time, it can be used. Okay, when you will write down the date, or when if suppose you are writing down about any time in the body of your letter, there you can't write like 12, like how will you write 11th May? How will you write the 3rd April? Will you write like 3rd April? Do we write dates like that? No, this is wrong. Only in case of date and time you can use numbers like this, 1, 2, 3, etc. Otherwise, in the whole body of the letter, except date and time, you cannot use numbers. You have to write down the full word like this, third, not 3rd, third. Third, the full word has to be written down. Then short forms and abbreviations won't be used like VSN, ETC, etc. can't be used. Like if you are writing I am alright, but you can't use this. Short form and abbreviations can't be used in the body of the letter. Okay, remember this. Numbers cannot be used except the date and time. Short forms can never be used in the body of the letter. Then, to be punctuated properly, where you will need comma, full stop, you have to put them in the proper places. Okay. Next, opening sentence can't be a question. You can't begin your letter, the body of the letter, like, my dear Snehal, how are you? No. Opening sentence, the first sentence can't be a question. You may write like this, my dear Snehal, I am fine. Then you may ask, how are you? But the beginning, the first sentence of the body of the letter, it can't be a question. The first sentence must be a statement, okay, with a full stop. Alright, these are all the rules. I have uploaded it, saying this again and again. I have attached this format and the rules in your study material. Please go through them. If you commit any mistake in the format, numbers will be decreased. Okay, I'm so sorry to say that. That is why keep the format in your head permanently. Alright, and if there is any doubt, any problem, I will be there in the live class. No problem in that. Without hesitation, you may ask any question. Okay, I will be there to help you. For now, bye bye.